Guys, today I want to talk to you about the value that you place on yourself. My name is Lynn Schrader, and I empower busy women to step outside of their comfort zone and begin leading a life, starting a business, just living out their relationships better than they have ever before. So this idea of self-worth. Recently, I was watching the Antique Roadshows. Yes, I love that show. It's on PBS. I love it. I love antiques. I love all that kind of stuff. So that show is one of my favorites. And I was recently watching a segment, and you might have seen this because this guy was actually on TV, but he put a watch, a pocket watch, on the table for the dealer to look at. And after the dealer was explaining and really breaking down the parts of the watch to the man, he valued it at $500,000. And the owner fainted. And then he got back up and he was astounded. And I thought to myself, now this guy is going to walk away holding that watch with kid gloves. He's probably going to have people guarding it. He's probably going to put it in the safety deposit box somewhere extra safe, and he's going to value it because of its value. And as I was thinking about that, I started to switch gears a little bit and think about how I treat myself, or how you value yourself. Can you answer that? How much value do you place on yourself? Self-worth and self-esteem just means it's really just the sense of one's own value as a person. And when we have high value, high self-esteem, high self-worth, we appreciate our qualities. We invest our time, our energy, our effort, and our sacrifice into nurturing ourselves and maintaining ourselves. We do all of that because we value ourselves. We put time and effort and energy into ourselves. But many of us don't do that. Many people don't value themselves. And here are some reasons why. We all have those little inner gremlins, right? You know what they are. They're your, it's the negative committee that meets in your head. It's the critical inner voice. It's the condescending, cruel coach that lives inside of you. And it talks to you in a very unkind way. And sometimes the reason why we have this inner gremlin is because it's some things that happened in our childhood, things we cannot let go of, and that they follow us into adulthood. Sometimes it's the gremlin comes from the things that are happening now or recently, the mistakes you've made, the things you're ashamed of, the problems you're having. But what you and I can do to grab our value back is to challenge that gremlin, that voice, that horrible coach, and say, why are you saying that? What makes me believe what you're saying? And you can get curious about what's going on inside of you and challenge it and begin talking to yourself, drowning out that voice, talking to yourself much the same way you would talk to a friend who you value. Another thing that we can do to begin to value, elevate ourselves, is we can practice self-compassion. That means to acknowledge our feelings, our emotions, our pains, our thoughts, all those things, acknowledge them. And we can also ditch comparison. We can say, I'm not going to compare myself anymore. I'm going to have self-compassion. There will always be someone who is better, stronger, smarter, younger, whatever than me. We can also ditch perfection. Perfection is a myth. There is nothing that's perfect. So if we want to begin valuing ourselves, we can begin practicing self-compassion. The other thing, and this is what I'm passionate about coaching people on, is we can begin to value and see our greatness. Did you know that you have a zone of genius inside of you? You have a fascination factor inside of you, just the way I do. What is the zone of genius? It's those things, it's that thing that you do so well that you can turn around and bring to other people. It comes natural to you. You have it. If you don't know what it is, then I challenge you to get curious and ask yourself, what is inside of me that I absolutely love to do? And it comes natural. That's your zone of genius. That's your fascination factor. That is that voodoo that you do so well. And when we believe ourselves to have those things, our value increases. We can also remove or walk away from those people in our life that don't belong there because they're toxic. They treat us like a doormat. They take advantage of us. They belittle us. They try to dull our shine. When you and I learn how much we're worth, then we're going to stop giving discounts to people like that. Our worth, your value, doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see how valuable and how worthy you are. It doesn't make it decrease if somebody else can't see it. So here's the deal. We need to learn to say no when we don't want something, and say yes to the things that we've always wanted, but we've never deemed ourselves valuable enough. So here's the deal. Here is how that can, this undervaluing ourselves can play out not only in life, like I was giving you examples, but it can also play out in business. And here's how that can play out when we don't value ourselves. Here's an example. Myself as a coach, I need to pitch a price point to my potential clients. I have to tell them, this is my price. I cannot lower my price because I don't value what I have to offer. When I don't value the time and the effort and the knowledge and all of those things into my coaching, when I undervalue it, when I reduce the price, I'm not seeing it as a value. And people can do that in business all the time. When you have something that you are giving the world, you're putting out a product, something, when you keep reducing the price, you're undervaluing what you have put into it. We can also, as a consumer, we can show that we don't have much value for ourselves when, if we refuse to buy something that we've always wanted, or we decide to buy less of because we don't think we deserve it. And then here's another way that that plays out. We can undervalue ourselves when we're purchasing something, but we don't negotiate the price. If we're going to purchase from an independent buyer, but we don't negotiate the price, because we just think, you know what, I'm not really worth it, we are undervaluing ourselves. So here's the deal, guys. This is how I'm going to end it. Self-worth, self-esteem, self-love, self-respect all begin with the word self. All of that begins with you. When you don't value yourself, you are short-changing all that you can bring to the world. And the world needs your zone of genius. It needs your fascination factor. So don't short-change yourself. Value yourself like you would a good friend. Listen, guys, I have got some things that I want to show you how much I value you. I've got some affirmations that I'd love to send to you. It's just my voice that would come to your inbox every morning speaking words of affirmation. If you'd like those affirmations, I'm going to put the link in the comments below, and you are more than welcome to do that. I love to affirm people and show them what their zone of genius is and their fascination factor. So thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate you.